Alright, hello boys and girls, welcome to Heroes Homeschool Academy. This is week number 7 of the Science and Technology curriculum for 4th grade. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about mixtures and solutions part 1. And the objective of this lesson is to predict what happens when rocks are dipped into water and to predict what happens when sand is inserted or dipped inside water as well. Well, so just as usual, we have a procedure. So there is going to be a scientific procedure for this experiment, which you can conduct in your home. There are going to be observations, and your homework is to, guess what, document conclusion. Okay, so what's the procedure? Well, the procedure is to get some stones. Okay, so get some stones, like some small rocks from your backyard, some sand, and some water. So you're going to dip the small rocks and sand inside water and ensure that the water submerges all the particles. So you're going to document your observation. What did you observe? You're going to observe that sand actually sinks to the bottom of the water because it is heavier than water. And you're going to see that some sand becomes gluey, like mud, because sand is hydrophilic. All right, say that with me, hydrophilic. Well, what's the meaning of hydrophilic? Well, hydrophilic just means he has strong affinity with water, so it means that a reaction occurs. Okay, so that's going to be the first observation over there if you were to do this experiment with me. All right, now the second thing that's going to occur is the sand, the rocks, for example, the rocks are the small stones, they're just going to sink to the bottom of water because it's heavier than water, right? It is heavier, but guess what? No reaction occurs. There is no reaction with rocks. Okay, why? Because rocks are not hydrophilic. Right? So try to perform this experiment. Just have fun doing science and try to document your observation. So what are we talking about? What did we do over here? Well, guess what we're gonna do? So you're just gonna get some little stones or rocks like that. Gonna get little stones or rocks like that, okay, and get a bowl full of water like that, and then you're just gonna get sand, which sand is gonna be fine grains and particles like that. Get it from your backyard or your front yard. Just get sand like that, sand. And then when you put all of this inside this bowl of water, guess what happens? Well, rocks are going to sink to the bottom like this. Rocks are going to sink to the bottom because they are heavier than sand, right? But guess what? Well, the sand is just going to mix together with water. And some parts of it, of course, is going to sink to the bottom. Now, if you were to collect the sand that's stuck to the bottom, it's going to become mushy, muddy, kind of like that, Guess what? Because sand is what? Hydrophilic. That's the big word we learned today. Remember? Hydrophilic. Don't forget that. Hydrophilic. Okay. Hydrophilic. Okay. Well, sand is hydrophilic, which means it reacts with water. It has a strong affinity for water, but rocks are not hydrophilic. So you can document your conclusion like that. Okay, that when I dipped rocks inside water, rocks sank to the bottom of the water because it's heavier than water, but there is no reaction. But when I dipped sand inside water, sand became hydrophilic, became mushy, muddy, okay, and it sank to the bottom of the water as well. All right, so please go ahead and do that little experiment, mixtures and solutions part 1. All right, did you get something from it? Well, I want to thank you boys and girls for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you and so do we. Till next time, bye-bye.
I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with heroes born.